Hi guys, why is there no French, Italian, English dream? In European countries, the dream of wealth also existed, but it was included in a wide range of ideas about full existence, was dissolved in the general culture of caste society, where, for the vast majority of people, the dream of wealth was an objectless fantasy. In the United States, the land of individual enterprise, wealth became attainable for millions. The dream, no longer an abstraction, became a life goal and the epicenter of public interest. But before we begin, subscribe to my channel, like and share this video on social networks. Next, I'll tell the story of the American dream and break down its essence. The American dream is a theorizing and ideological basis of the American nation, which can act as an American idea. The content of the American dream during the period of formation and development of the American nation has also undergone its evolution, so its content differs from what the first American settlers put into it. It is believed that the concept of the American dream was first used by James Adams Traslow in his book, The Epic of America, in 1931. The American dream appears to him as a dream of a land where life will be better and richer, more complete, and is in fact a socialist slogan to each according to his abilities and achievements. The Political Dictionary of the United States interprets the American dream as an ideal of freedom and opportunity that motivated the first American settlers, the founders of the American nation, to organize settlements in the land. The foundation of the American nation is the American system. The spirit of the nation is the American dream. The first American settlers did move from Europe to America because of unenviable lives. They were often poor, adventurous people who could not find their place in the traditional European community. The rich American land, which provided an opportunity to discover one's own potential, to realize oneself as a hard-working farmer on the land, and under conditions of weak government, instilled the ideals of personal freedom, the pursuit of wealth and prosperity, achieved by one's own labor and intelligence. In 1960, A. Mackley said, "The emancipation of mankind, the freedom of man and reason, is nothing but a dream." They are right. It is indeed the American dream. The settlers were given all equal rights and the first American government was indeed very democratic. Adams also felt it necessary to clarify that it was not merely a dream of a car and high wages, but a dream of a social order in which every man and woman should be able to reach all the summits of their abilities in the use of their talents and be recognized by others for who they are, regardless of place of birth or official position. The American dream is protected by the U.S. Declaration of Independence back in 1776. Let me remind you of a few lines from it. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, which include life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. America's founding fathers placed at the foundation of U.S. law the revolutionary idea that everyone's desire to pursue happiness is not some whim, but part of what ambition and creativity engender in humanity. These were not just words, they became a legal defense of moral laws for all citizens who seek freedom and a better life for themselves. The origins of the American dream lay not only in economics, but also in the spiritual realm, and more so in religion. A large number of immigrants fled to America because of religious persecution in their homeland. Among them were a huge number of Protestants. Religious sects are often called the most important political institution of the United States, which founded the New World. Representatives of religious communities, primarily Puritans, formulated the concept of a special, divine, role of settlers, their communities. This became the basis for the formation of the future American idea and dream. The first American culture was the culture of the Bible. From this came the Americans' belief in their own exceptionalism. Later on, the idea of their own God's chosenness began to lose its religious coloring, acquiring a broader and more pragmatic character, transforming into the idea of a special mission of the people. This is how the idea of the need to bring democracy to other nations came into being, which includes accepting all American values and their way of life. The Frenchman Alexis de Tocqueville, author of the historical political treatise Democracy in America, almost 2 centuries ago called the American dream the allure of anticipated success. It was the dream of personal success that not only guided millions of immigrants to the shores of the United States, but also became a compelling example for other countries. The American dream includes ideals about personal wealth, prosperity. In religious communities, It was a virtue to work for one's own enrichment, and colonists were not to forget to sacrifice for the good of the community. Poor is the one who is willless and lazy. This land gives great opportunities and only the lazy cannot use them, so the man himself is to blame for his poverty, and he is not worthy of respect. This is how a new ethics and a new religion were formed. Maintaining and even spreading the myth of the American dream is a planned political move of the USA. Initially, the existence of this myth set a very high pace and performance for the American economy, as this was the only way to achieve the desired level of prosperity. The American economic system, as well as foreign policy and the behavior of the citizens themselves, is focused on achieving a high standard of living among the population, because it is on their well-being depends the amount of taxes flowing into the treasury, and thus the welfare of the state as a whole. However, it is impossible to achieve universal welfare, especially in the conditions of capitalism and at the expense of internal resources. Initially, this problem was solved through the use of indentured slave labor, but because of the abandonment of slavery, the U.S. economy was forced to restructure and look for new opportunities. There were several ways to solve this problem, but only through foreign policy. Establish unequal conditions for economic interaction within any alliances. By creating world production corporations and monopolies. Regulating financial flows in the world market at the expense of the largest financial institutions, taking a leading position in them. Suppressing competitors and weaker partners, by military, political or economic means, bribing the elites of these countries. The existence of the myth of a society of general welfare, freedom and equality, is beneficial to the USA, because it attracts professionals from other countries to work in the USA as a bait. They work for the benefit of this country, which provides the US with scientific and technological progress and leadership in the world economy. Together, these factors enable the US to continue to implement its aggressive foreign policy. If those two words American dream together, they mean something else entirely. It's the Statue of Liberty. It's a change in life for the better. It's state-protected human rights. It's the opportunity to raise children and grandchildren without fear for their future and a secure old age. I heard about the American dream as a child, probably from the age of 6. At home, these words were like a secret password on the way to some distant, still vague, but at the same time absolutely real future. And both words of my password were reliably connected with each other. It is possible that at that time, when I began to feel all the charms of the totalitarian regime, the first word dream beckoned me first. And the second American was also akin to a dream, but it was already quite real, even with skyscrapers and many other characteristic features of overseas life, familiar from books, movies, music. Later I heard the same words American dream in different countries, but they were pronounced by some with pride, others with hidden annoyance. Surprisingly different words, but twins. Today, I confidently repeat, my American dream has not failed me, and neither have I. Only in recent years have I begun to notice that these words are somehow no longer heard around me. Probably because, I thought, I myself have been living in the land of this dream, the American dream, for a long time. Guys, if you liked my video, but you haven't subscribed to me yet, subscribe right now and post the video in social networks. There will be a lot of interesting things in the next episodes. See you soon. Bye.